Girl never been a reader. God is definitely turning some things around with your girl, okay, when it comes to reading, because even in school, your girl didn't like reading. Now, look. This is Joshua 1:7-8. It says, "Be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey all the law my servant Moses gave you. Do not turn from it to the right or to the left, that you may be successful wherever you go." 8. Keep this book of the law always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful. Psalms 1 says, "Blessed is the one who does not walk in the step of the wicked, and stand in the way with sinners, take or sit in the company of mockers, but whose delight is in the law of the Lord, and who meditates on the law day and night." Go back to verse 1. It says, "Blessed is the one who does that." I always looked at the Bible as if it was a chore. But that's what the devil wanted me to think. But if I renew my mind like the word of God says, and actually practice what I preach and make it a routine instead of a chore, things will be totally different. Because as you know, people be on here doing morning routines. But what if we get in the routine of actually reading the Bible and making it a habit? Meditating on the word day and night. Man, some things that we're struggling with, we wouldn't even have to struggle with, because God would have already gave us the blueprint of everything. Because if we actually read our Bible, this is the book, this Bible, this is how we hear from God. I mean, you have prophets and things of that nature, but getting into the word of God is actually how you hear from God. But the devil don't want us to know that. He wants us to think as if it's a chore. He wants us to think as if, oh, we have to do this because we're Christian. No, we need to. This is essential. This is mandatory. To be after God's own heart, this is mandatory, is meditating on the law. Okay? Because how are we going to hear from God if we don't get in the word of God? How are we going to know the plan that God has for us if we don't hear from God and get in a relationship with the Lord? I mean, the devil is very clever. He's very tricky. He's very scheming. That's why he distracts us with so many distractions with social media, relationships, friendships, whatever the case may be. But if we actually get in our wilderness season, we have to renew our mind that the wilderness season isn't bad. When it's only peace and quiet, that's not bad, because that's the time that we can actually hear from God by meditating on the word of God and getting into our Bibles. But somebody might think I'm tripping. Somebody might say I'm crazy. But when you have quiet time, that's the best time you can actually have, because you get closer with the Lord.